Yes, the doctor is in at 8:23, and we're talking about how really all the stuff that's in your tap water, and now Dr. Kevin is going to fill us in as to how to filter that properly.
Yes, and if you're interested in achieving a higher level of health for you and your family, it's really important that you do some filtering in your water of some type. And there's always that one guy out there in the crowd that says, well, I've been drinking tap water my whole life. It hadn't killed me yet. There's always that guy.
Yeah.
These people are really hard to get through to, but when you start questioning about their health and you say, well, do you have hormone issues? Yeah. Do you have arthritis? Well, yeah. Do you have joint pain? Yeah, sometimes. All of these
your back hurt?
Yeah. All of these are associated with these chemicals. But it's like if it doesn't make them drop dead right then and there, then it must be safe,
Well, I didn't die immediately.
Yeah. Hadn't killed me yet. I've been drinking it. And so it's just, it doesn't work
like the
that
people
way.
Well, my uncle smoked. I don't know, smoking's good for you. My uncle smoked and he lived till 94. Well, if he didn't smoke, maybe he'll live till 130.
Yeah, there's always that guy, But these things accumulate in our bodies over time and cause us to be sick later. And it's really hard to make that connection for some people. And, I've even talked to people that spray chemicals, and they'll say things like, well, it hadn't made me sick yet. And these things accumulate over time. Mm-hmm. And that's what's so hard for people to wrap their head around, is this is not going to make you sick today or tomorrow or the next day. But when you add up a whole lifetime of these things, and when you're 50 or 60 and your thyroid stops working, or your hormones are out of balance, or you start to have depression or anxiety, or you start to have joint pain or arthritis, this chemical buildup over your lifetime may just be the cause of it. And if we can cut that down by 50% throughout our whole life, we will be much, much healthier and have more energy and just feel better and have a healthier weight in our middle to later age. So these things are critically important. And so I wanted to go over some options for you and your family to avoid these substances from accumulating in your body. And, well, I should say to reduce them. You can't avoid them from accumulating. They're going to accumulate. So the question is, how do we reduce them as much as possible? First is you absolutely have to have a home filtration system. Now, the options are many. And depending on your budget, your space available, and your location, and you'll have to decide what is your best choice. Probably the least of those choices is the little pitcher, the little pitchers you pour water into and then you keep that in your refrigerator. Mm-hmm. Those are okay, but they're not really very thorough. I mean, they're going to maybe make your water taste a little better. They're going to maybe catch some chlorine. But better than nothing. Better than nothing.
Yeah.
But probably the least good of all of your options.
Okay.
At my house, I have a whole home filtration system outside the house that the water line coming into the house runs through this filter before it goes in the house. That means all the shower water, all the faucet water, all the sinks is all filtered. And that whole home filtration system catches chlorine, volatile organic chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals, industrial solvents, bacteria, protozoa, drug residues, all of that out of the water before it gets into the house, because a lot of this stuff soaks into your skin. Mm-hmm. So if you're showering in it, but you're filtering out your drinking water, it's not as effective as if you do both.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And so, I don't want people to say, well, I'm just not doing anything if it's that hard. It doesn't have to be. This is all relative. If you can do one thing, great. If you can do 2 or 3 things, that's even better. So just do as much as you can with your budget and your size and your location and your room that you have to work with this. And then I have a second filter under my kitchen sink that refilters our drinking water. So, like I mentioned a few weeks ago, for the last 4 years, I thought that filter was filtering out fluoride, but after further research, I found that it didn't. So I've ordered a special filter called a reverse osmosis filter. That will filter fluoride. And reverse osmosis is really the only way to get the fluoride out of the water.
It's the best way to filter anything, really.
It is, but it's a little inefficient. In other words, it takes a few gallons of water to make 1 gallon of water. Mm-hmm. So, you only want to use that when you're absolutely using that water to consume with. Mm-hmm. You don't want to wash your hands with it or anything because it's a little bit wasteful. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's worth it in the long run to try to get just especially what Creed is going to drink, or we're going to make his...
Your son is how old now?
He's 4.
4.
So anything that he drinks or consumes, we'll make sure we use that one. And I still haven't got it installed yet because I'm having some under the sink issues, and I'm not the most efficient plumber in the world, so I'm still working on that. I do a lot of home projects.
Does what you have installed now change the taste of the water?
Yeah, the water's great. I mean, even just the whole home filter.
Yeah.
Out of the regular faucet and not out of the one in the sink. Yeah, absolutely.
It tastes better.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I mean, it's the whole home filtration system is probably sufficient. You don't necessarily have to do both. I just went really overkill with it to make sure that if anything was picked up in the lines of the house between the outside filter and the faucet, that it caught anything extra. Mm-hmm. Just a little extra caution. So the bottom line here, though, is that you have to look into and research the filter that you are using. Research what it filters. And the important thing when you're looking at water filters is look at the company's, or actually not the company, but the system that you're buying. Look at its performance data sheet. Its performance data sheet it's like whenever you're looking at a new car and you look on the sticker price and you're looking at the horsepower and the fuel mileage and all that. Same thing. This performance data sheet tells you how good it is and how efficient it is and what it filters out. And the performance data sheet cannot lie. It's regulated. So that will tell you how effective it is. Mm-hmm. And I use a company called Aquasana out of Houston. I have no association with the company. Aquasana. I don't own stock in them, but they're pretty good. There's others. You might find one local but the whole key is compare performance data sheets from one system to the next and from one company to the next. And at very least, get a good under-the-sink filter for your home, the best one you can afford. I have the best one available, and it was a few $100s. But if you add up, now my whole home system was like maybe $1,100.
Mm-hmm. I have a question about those. Those ones that you actually there's like a little nozzle, and it hooks right up to the spout. What do you call it? It hooks right up to where the water comes out.
Yeah, like the Pure. I've seen those.
Yeah, and then you can turn it, like it's got a little knob, mm-hmm. and you turn it this way, and it allows just regular. It doesn't filter anything, and then you turn it this way, and it will filter the water. Mm-hmm. Are those any good?
Yeah, they're probably more similar to the pitcher, that you pour the water through.
Okay.
I mean, they're okay, but if
better than nothing, but not great.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you'll look at the size and the serious look and sort of scope of these filters that go under the sink, it has 3 different sort of canisters or 2 different canisters, depending on which one, that the water runs through.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's no way to make a little one that hooks onto your faucet mm-hmm. as efficient as something like that. So at least try to get one that goes, under your sink. And like I said, I have the best one you can get, and it was a few $100s. But if you'll add up the $2 bottles of water that you buy every day, it doesn't take long to make that up. And what you can do is
I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's a good point.
Oh, sure.
All the money that we spend on bottled water, think about it.
Well, listen to this. If you know what they charge for bottled water, it's more expensive than gasoline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they can take oil, pump it out of the ground, ship it to a refinery, turn it into gasoline, ship it back to the store, put it in the holding tank, and you pump it in your car, and it's cheaper than what we're being charged for a poorly filtered bottle of tap water.
If it's filtered even at all.
Yeah, if it's even filtered at all. So it doesn't take long to make up a few $100s, and what you can do is get you a stainless steel water bottle and bring it with you wherever you go. So fill it up in the morning and bring it, and you save the money and you get the best water you can have. Stainless steel is really good to put drinking water in, as opposed to like
plastics.
Yeah, so get a stainless steel water bottle, bring that with you. I have 2 or 3 of them that I switch out at home. So just take better care of what you put in your body and in your children's body, and it will pay off as better health, more energy, and less disease, and you'll live a longer, healthier life because of it.
You know what else I was thinking, Doc, when you were saying all this? Not only is it good for us, our bodies, but it's probably good for the piping of the house, too.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Calcium buildup and just gunk and stuff. I bet it's actually good for your home.
Right.
Good for your pipes. Your pipes and your house pipes.
Yeah.
All right, Doc.
Good for your pipes in your body, too, your arteries and all that.
Yeah.
Very good. So listen, guys, next week we are going to start our summer programs. Summer is just around the corner, guys. Let's get ready now. Don't wait until June 1st and come into me and tell me you have a vacation June 15th and ask me to get you in better shape. I'm not a magician. I do not have a magic wand. If you want to get in good shape by vacation, you need to come. Let's get started now. So we're going to begin next week. It's ready. It's actually a little late, so we need to get started right now if you're interested. And, every summer we do these Get in Shape summer programs, and we're going to be starting those next week. So don't miss next week's show. We're going to take 20 contestants this summer. And, over the last few years, our contestants that have done this have lost literally hundreds of pounds. They've gotten in great shape. They've seen their bodies change. And, many of them even still are in great shape today because we have a proven maintenance program to where you can't ever go back to the way it was. So we're going to start that next week. So don't miss next week's show.
All right. Bryant Wellness Institutes of Acadiana. You're on Facebook, right?
Yes, we are at the Bryant Wellness Institute. So join us.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Kevin.
Thank you.
Wellness Wednesday.